Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself and my friend. My name is Faiza Nurwalina as a tour guide.
My name is Fatul Gina Sudeto as a tour guide too.
My name is Fatimah Nurrahmah as a tourist one.
My name is Isma Nurendra Dewi as a tourist too.
My name is Kalimatus Mahiroh as a tourist 3.
And we are a group 3. Okay, enjoy the video. Welcome to Yogyakarta. My name is Faiza and this is Kinas. Our first destination today is Prambanan Temple and we are your guide for today. Today I want to tell you about a little short story about Prambanan. This is the most famous and also the most magnificent of Central Java temples, or more precisely complex of temples, situated about 15 km from Yogyakarta. The top of the main shrine is visible from a great distance and rise height above the scarred ruins of the former temple. Prambanan is the masterpiece of Hindu culture of the 10th century. The slim building showing up to 47 meters make it beautiful architecture incomparable. 17 kilometers east of Yogyakarta, King Balitung Mahasambu built the Prambanan temple in the middle of the 9th century. Parapets are adorned with bas-reliefs depicting the famous Ramayana story. This magnificent Shiva temple derives its name from the village where it is located.
Prambanan Temple is locally known as the Roro Jonggrang Temple, or the Temple of the Slender Virgin. It is the biggest and most beautiful Hindu temple in Indonesia. The temple complex of Prambanan lies among green fields and villages. It has 8 shrines, of which the 3 main ones are dedicated to Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. The main temple of Shiva rises to a height of 130 feet and hosts the magnificent statue of Shiva consort, Durga. There are 224 temples in the complex. Three of the main temples are Brahman temple in the north, Vishnu temple is south, and the biggest among the three which lies between Brahma and Vishnu temple is Shiva temple, 47-meter high.
The theater have provide the temple. Enjoy sunrise behind the glory of the Prambanan temple. Visitors should be at the location in the area of the open air theater and the archaeological part of the temple before sunrise at about 5 o'clock in the morning. The first open air theater was built on the southern side of the temple in 1960 and the second was built on the western side of the temple in 1988 during full moon evening in the month from May to October. The Ramayana ballet is performed right here, perhaps one of the majestic temple in the Southeast Asia. Prambanan attracts many admirers each year from abroad. And before we start around about Prambanan, let's watching video about Prambanan.
Okay, now how about the video?
It's awesome.
It's wonderful and Prambanan is a beautiful temple I've ever seen.
Yes, of course, I agree with you.
Okay, how much is the entrance ticket here, sir?
The entrance ticket here has drew to 40,000 if visitors are from Indonesia and it costs 10,000 for children.
The temple is magnificent. Does this include Buddhist or Hindu temples?
This is indeed one of the biggest temple in Indonesia, and Prambanan Temple is the Hindu temple.
Who built the temple?
Once upon a time, there was the story that Roro Jonggrang wanted to marry Bondowoso with the condition that he make 1,000 temples in one night. But bias, then one temple was built when it was morning. Then Roro Jonggrang was condemned to be the temple because he had deceived Bondowoso.
Then, when did this temple start to be built?
In the 9th century AD.
Wow, it's quite old. What about the purpose of building this temple?
This temple was built for three Hindu gods, namely Brahmana, Vishnu, and Shiva.
Is this historical site known to world?
Of course, this site is included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Since when was it established?
Around 1991.
Wow, that's good. So is there a main temple?
Yes, look at the temple. It's a Shiva temple as the main temple.
Prambanan Temple is next to the entrance.
What was the function of Prambanan Temple in the past?
In the past, this temple functioned as a place of worship, fulfilling of the spirit of the king, and storing the ashes of the corpse.
Is it only used for worship now?
No, here is also used as a tourist and education place.
How is the condition of the people here with the temple?
Before this temple was built, the people around the temple mostly worked as farmers and artists. However, since the temple was built, the surrounding community has worked as tour guides and souvenir traders.
By the way, what activities are there here?
In this temple, there is a Ramayana dance performance.
Is there a place to camp here?
Yes, there is behind the toilet and next to the mini train.
In the Prambanan Temple area, are there other temples?
Yes, that's right. There are Sri Temple, Bubra Temple, and Lumbung Temple here.
Bubra Temple, are we going to different destination?
No, sis, we are still in Prambanan Temple because Bubra Temple and Lumbung Temple are still in Prambanan.
Okay, go then.
What's in the Prambanan Temple area?
Inside the area of Prambanan Temple, there are three main temples named Bubra Temple, Sewu Temple, and Lumbung Temple.
Where is the restaurant located, sis?
Oh, the restaurant is behind the museum next to Bubra Temple and souvenir shop.
Where is the mosque here?
From here, you will pass the Ramayana, and just behind the Ramayana, there is a mosque.
What's behind the Prambanan Temple?
Sewu Temple is behind Prambanan Temple.
I've heard the news that when the earthquake hit Yogyakarta, this temple was destroyed too. How can it be good now?
That's right, the manager is doing renovation and restoration so that this temple complex return to its original state.
Which temple was badly damaged?
Brahma Temple complexes.
Oh yes, I understand. This place is very interesting. Besides being beautiful, a lot of historical knowledge is obtained through this place. Thanks for the explanation. I will continue my next tour tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for the visiting Prambanan Temple and see you on the next trip.
That's all watching this video today, and thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you everyone.
one gravity. Registering pressure, temperature, currents, and so on, and transmitting the readings to the surface, it is equipped with small television cameras. We plan to start the manned descent at sunrise. Gravity. It won't be just one gravity. It won't be just one gravity.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Ricky Nova Aditya. You can call me Ricky. In this virtual tour, I'm as a tourist.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Rivanda Milasari. You can call me Mila. In this virtual, I'm as a tourist.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Shakira Tika Jayanti. You can call me Shakira. In this virtual tour, I'm as a tour guide.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Khadija. You can call me Khadija. In this virtual tour, I'm as a tour guide.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Trian Nursafira. You can call me Vira. In this virtual tour, I'm as a tourist.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This assessment is made for final exam. Introduce this girl. We have Ricky Nova Aditya as a tourist, Rivanda Milasari as a tourist, Shakira Tika Jayanti as a tour guide, Siti Khadija as a tour guide, Trian Nursafira as a Oke, kita mulai percakapan dari hitungan ketiga ya. 1, 2, 3. Ready for a virtual tour?
Yes, we are ready.
First, I would like to introduce to myself. My name is Siti Khadijah. You can call me Khadijah. I am from 11 Maret University and this is my partner in this virtual tour.
Thank you, Khadijah. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shakira Tika Jayanti. You can call me Shakira. I'm from 11 Maret University too.
Hi Khadijah, hi Shakira.
Anyone know where we are going?
Me, we are going to Malioboro Street.
Yes, exactly. But not only that, that's right, Shakira?
That's right, Khadijah. We will go to Malioboro Streets, Frederiksberg Fort, Taman Sari, and Gembira Loka Zoo.
For the first place will be explained by Shakira.
Okay, the first place we will visit the Frederiksberg Fort. The Frederiksberg Fort Museum is a fort located in front of the Great Building and the Sultan's Palace of Yogyakarta. This magnificent building was built in 1765 by the Dutch government at that time. Now this fort has become a museum. What's interesting about this fort is to collect historical objects. If we visit there, we not only get experience, but we also get lessons.
Wow, this is the greatest fort we have ever visited. What's the next destination?
The next destination is Taman Sari. Taman Sari is a tourist spot located in Yogyakarta and very interesting to visit. This tourist spot is also equipped with historical and artistic buildings which are very cool for photo objects. The location of Taman Sari is not too far from the zero point of Yogyakarta. Inside this tourist spot, there is one beautiful building that is very thick with an ancient feel and is equipped with a bathing pool, water canals, suspension bridge, and underground passage.
This is beautiful place that we ever seen. Where we going after this?
From the next place will be explained by my friend Khadijah.
Thank you, Shakira. The next is Gembira Loka Zoo. Also known as Gembira Loka Zoo is a zoo located in the city of Yogyakarta. Gembira Loka Zoo was opened in 1956. The zoo is managed by the Gembira Loka Foundation. The Gembira Loka Zoo comprises botanical garden, orchid nursery, artificial lake, children's park, and numerous bridges across the Gajah Wong River. The zoo boasts a collection of approximately 470 animals including Komodo dragons, orang-utans, gibbons, and a hippopotamus. Spread over 54 acres area, the zoo is must visit for family and kids.
Wow, there are many animals here. Excuse me, the next destination is Malioboro Street, right?
Yes, last but not least, we are going to Malioboro Streets. Malioboro Streets is the name of one of the three streets in the city of Yogyakarta, which stretches from Tugu Yogyakarta to the intersection of the Yogyakarta Post Office. This is a great place for shopaholics. Jalan Malioboro or Malioboro Streets is well known as a shopper paradise in Yogyakarta.
For your information, flying around the north-south axis in line with Yogyakarta, Kraton, and Mount Merapi, it is an important tourist center dotted with hotels, restaurants, and stores. The sidewalks are flooded with small stalls offering budget goodies. Several open-air street food joints in the evening selling local food. Street musicians, painters exhibit their art on the street and add to the vibrancy of the area.
Nice. I will bring some goodies here.
Okay guys, how do you think about Yogyakarta city?
Very interesting. Now I get know more about the city of Yogyakarta.
How do you feel about this virtual tour, guys?
I feel very entertained.
Okay guys, thank you for your attention and join our virtual tour today. We end here. Thanks everyone. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks to Mr. Miss Beta, and thanks for their opportunity to me. We are from Group 4. We will invite you to get to know the regions in Indonesia. Oh yes, before that we would like to introduce the role of each member of our group. The first is
one, Kakak Maulana Rashid as a tourist.
I am Arwai Bumili Akmal as a tourist.
Me, Muhammad Rafiushan, as tour guide.
Model Si Al-Fikri as a tourist.
Muhammad Afid Butiarto as tour guide. The destination that we will introduce are Karanganyar, Mojokerto, Sukoharjo, and Tegal. We will start from the city of Karanganyar.
Where is the city of Karanganyar?
Which is located in Central Java, more precisely in the east of the city of Sulu.
So, what tourist destinations are in the city of Karanganyar?
In the city of Karanganyar, there are Ceto temples and Suku temples.
Can we visit Ceto temple first? Because I am very interested in the place.
Okay, we will take you to Ceto temple.
On the way to this temple, you can see the view of the slopes of Mount Lawu and also the beautiful expanse of tea gardens.
The roads here are winding and there are many steps in lines, right?
Right. That's why all the riders here have to be careful. We arrived at Ceto Hamlet. At a glance, the view of the house that you see here is similar to a Balinese house because the style of the building has Hindu element.
We have arrived at Ceto temple.
Do you know a brief story of Ceto temple?
Of course, Ceto temple is a Hindu religious temple which is believed to have been built in the late Majapahit era, 15th century AD. The location of the temple is on the slope of Mount Lawu at an altitude of 1496 Masehi above sea level.
This Ceto temple is very interesting.
I want to visit other place in Karanganyar.
Okay, next we will visit Suku temple.
Where is the place?
Not far from the location of the Chato Temple. To be more precise, it is south of the Chato Temple.
Let's start our journey to Suku Temple.
Before we get to the Suku Temple, we can see the view of the Kemuning Gardens because the Suku Temple is near the Kemuning Gardens.
Wow, it's really fun.
We have arrived at the location.
Suku Temple is a temple that explains about what history.
Suku Temple is a Hindu temple complex which is administratively located in the Perjo Village area, Margoyoso District, Karanganyar Regency, Central Java. This temple is considered controversial because of its unusual shape and because of the explicit depiction of human genitalia on some of its figures.
Why does Suku Temple describe this?
So, actually, this is a symbol that man must take care of his genitals.
So that's the story. It's very interesting to study more deeply.
For the next trip, we will go to the city of Sukoharjo to get to know more about the city of Sukoharjo.
Where is the city of Sukoharjo?
Which is in the south of the New Solo city, and more precisely, the city of Sukoharjo is part of the Solo Raya area.
What's going on in the city of Sukoharjo?
In this city, there are several tours that we visit, such as the Mulur Reservoir and the natural tourism of Mount Tarwangsa.
It's interesting. May we visit Mulur Reservoir first?
Yes, I agree with your opinion, Akmal.
I also agree with you guys.
Alright, then we will go to the Mulur Reservoir first.
We have arrived at the Mulur Reservoir.
What is so special about this Mulur Reservoir?
Really? Why are people so interested in this reservoir?
This reservoir is the reservoir in Sukoharjo that residents used to cultivate tilapia in floating cage. In the afternoon, not a few people from Sukoharjo visit Mulur Reservoir to enjoy the natural panorama.
Then, how much is the ticket to enter this reservoir?
What's special about this Mulur Reservoir is that the entrance ticket is free, so you can enjoy the natural calm there to your heart's content.
Wow, it is interesting. The scenery here is very beautiful. Moreover, the ticket for entry is free.
For the next trip, we will visit Mount Tarwongso.
Wow, there are a lot of rock here, different from the usual mountain.
This is Mount Charwangso, a rocky mountain that is different from the usual mountains. Tarwangso is a rocky mountain area located in Batubonang village, Tawangsari district.
Not only the scenery, at the foot of the mountain there is the town of Ki Ageng Banjaransari. The caretaker of the town, Kamto Pawiro, said that based on the narrative of the previous caretaker, Ki Ageng Banjaransari was a descendant of the king of the Majapahit kingdom, Brawijaya.
Wow, the history of about Mount Tarwangso is interesting.
Yes, it is very interesting, and also the view at the top is very beautiful.
Okay, next tour we will go to Mojokerto city.
Where is Mojokerto city located?
The city of Mojokerto is located in the province of East Java, precisely adjacent to the cities of Sidoarjo and Surabaya.
Wow, Mojokerto is so far away.
We in Mojokerto city will visit to historical place.
Wow, what historical place is that?
We will visit the Fresh Pond and the Sleeping Buddha statue.
Wow, those two places seem very interesting.
Yes, I agree with you, bro. Your journey is very interesting.
Okay, we will start your journey to Mojokerto city.
We have arrived in the city of Mojokerto. The first place we go is the Fresh Pond.
Is there any history behind this very life fresh pool?
This pond was built in the 15th century in Thailand as a downstream water system with local technology to overcome drought in the dry season and flooding during the rainy season. Fresh pond was discovered in 1926 in a condition buried in the ground. Then it was restored for the first time in 1966, and the second restoration was carried out in 1974. Be- Besides that, it is said that this pool is also a place for bathing angels from the Majapahit kingdom.
Wow, this fresh pool is so cool.
Wow, what a cool story. I can't wait to see the sleeping Buddha statue.
Okay, we will go to the Sleeping Buddha state. The place is also not far from the fresh pond.
Why is there a sleeping Buddha statue here?
Because formerly in Mojokerto, this was a relic of the Majapahit kingdom. So there are a lot of cultural seats left by the Majapahit kingdom.
What is the history of the sleeping Buddha statue?
Reclining Buddha statue created in 1993 by Venerable Viryanadi Mahathera inside the Mahavihara Mojopahit complex. In Indonesia, the statue of the sleeping Buddha is only found in Mojokerto and Bogor. According to observers, the sleeping Buddha statue in Mojokerto is the largest statue in Indonesia. The statue also ranked third after similar statues in Thailand and Myanmar.
Wow, that's really cool. The statue is included in the large sleeping Buddha statue in Asia.
Yes, therefore this area is still preserved.
Okay, we will continue our tour to Tegal City.
Are there any tours in the city of Tegal?
In the city of Tegal, there are jars of hot springs and beautiful natural beaches.
Wow, it looks like a very interesting tour in Tegal. How about if you go visit the Guci Hot Spring first?
Yes, I agree with you, Mondoya. Seems very interesting there.
Well, we will visit the Jar Hot Spring first.
We have arrived at the jar of at, at the Jar Hot Spring.
Wow, it's very beautiful here. What's special here?
In this hot spring bed town, this jar has 13 water shower, and there are also 2 types of hot water beds, namely paid and unpaid. Free beds with shower are spread over 13 places around the area, and each shower has benefits for our bodies.
Wow, that's interesting. There are various kind of shower and they also have various benefits.
It turned out that the tour of the jars in Tegal is very beautiful.
Next, we will visit beautiful natural beach.
Tegal's Alam Indah Beach does present a charming attraction. It's not wrong that everyone always visits this area. This tourist attraction is arguably indeed different from other beach attractions. Call it all the beaches in the Southern Sea area, where they are always optimistic and have a magical power strong enough to attract tourists to visit again and again.
Wow, the history of this beautiful natural beach is also interesting.
Yes, the scenery is also very beautiful here.
Our tour has ended. This time, we have visited various tours in 4 cities earlier. Thank you for visiting this tourist spot.
Thank you for visiting tourist attractions in cities that we have shown their beauty.
That's how our trip ends. See you on the next tour. See you guys.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, kami dari kelompok 2. Di sini kami akan melakukan sebuah dialog antara turis dengan tour guide untuk memenuhi tugas UAS mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris dengan dosen pengampu Ibu Betaria NAI Hastuti SS MHU. Berikut ini merupakan daftar anggota dari kelompok 2.
Saya Cahaya Fajar Pamungkas sebagai turis.
Saya Jamila Cahyaningrum sebagai turis.
Saya Cindy Melina sebagai tour guide.
Saya Daniel Alfiro Excellenting sebagai tour guide.
Saya Elvia Isya Putra Agustina sebagai turis.
Saya Wisnu Bayu Aji sebagai turis.
Selamat menyaksikan. Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Surakarta City. We are your tour guide will help and accompany all of you for visiting Surakarta.
Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Alviro.
Hello, my name is Cindy.
Hi, my name is Cahaya.
Hello, my name is Wisnu.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamilia.
Hello, my name is Elvia.
Where are you from?
We are from Australia.
Nice to meet you. Our team will help you today.
Thank you.
Can you tell me about tourist place in this city, please?
There are many places that you can visit in the Surakarta city. There is a popular traditional market here. We call it Pasar Gede. There are two museums, Batik and Keris. There are Sriwidari Park, Balai Kambang Park, and Keraton Surakarta Place. Okay everyone, our first destination today is Keraton Surakarta Place.
Where is the way go to the Keraton Surakarta?
Okay, from the Pasar Gede Harjonegoro, we go to the R.M. Mata Dinata Street. After that, turn right to Kapten Mulyadi Street and Untung Orang Suparti Streat. Then turn left at the Suprit Urang Street and Sasono Mulyo Street.
Oh, okay, I see.
Before we go to Keraton Surakarta Palace, I give you know the rules and regulations at there. Tourists forbidden to sunglasses, shorts, sandals, and jacket.
What people usually do in Keraton Surakarta Palace?
Keraton Surakarta, the palace is holy place because local people do annual traditional ceremony there. So, every local and international tourists have to fulfill the rules and the regulations there. Local people usually do in Keraton Surakarta Palace is perform ritual ceremonies. There are a lot of ritual ceremonies such as Sekaten, Sadarnan, Grebek Maulud, Kirap Satu Suro, and Mahesa Lawung traditional ceremony.
What if I already wearing shorts?
Don't worry, if you are already wearing short pants, you can borrow a subordinate cloth to use while walking around the place.
Okay, I will borrow it.
Welcome to Surakarta Palace. I want to tell you about history of Keraton Surakarta Palace. Surakarta Palace was a Javanese monarchy center in the city of Surakarta, in the province of Central Java, Indonesia. The Keraton Surakarta Palace was established in 1745 by Pakubuwono II. The placement for the Kartosura Palace, which was devastated by the Chinatown Commotion in 1743. Until now, the palace still works as the residence of the king and his family.
What is the king's name of the Surakarta Palace?
The king's name is Sri Susuhan Pakubuwono XIII. He has served since 2004.
What is the total area of the palace?
The total of the whole area Keraton Surakarta Palace reaches 147 hectares.
Wow, it is very wide.
Why did all the walls of this palace building color white and sky blue on the roof, doors, windows to the pillars of the building?
The color blue and white actually have meaning. The blue color symbolizes the color of the sky and the sea. The sky and the sea have an infinite area. It means Keraton Surakarta Palace has a broad view. Then, white is a symbol of purity.
Keraton Surakarta has a complex which is divided into several areas, including North Square Complex, Rasana Sumewa Perform Complex, North City Ingli Complex, North Kamandungan Complex, North Sri Mangganti Complex,
Kedaton Complex, South Kamanggangan and Sri Mangganti Complex, South Kamandungan Complex, South City Hinggil Complex, South Square.
What is the building looks like that tower?
The name of that building is Sanggabauwana State, which is to be an icon of the Solo city. That building is a meeting place for the kings and Kanjeng Ratu Tarakidung.
Oh, I see. What a unique culture. Okay, let's move to another place.
Okay, El.
Sekian presentasi dari kami. Apabila ada salah katanya, maaf. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampai jumpa di lain waktu.
Bye-bye.
Sejarah Keraton Solo mencatat bahwa Sunan Pakubuwono III dan Pangeran Mangkubumi adalah pihak-pihak yang bersengketa di Kesultanan Mataram yang membentuk sebuah perjanjian dengan VOC atau Pemerintah Hindia Belanda pada 13 Februari 1755 yang isi perjanjiannya menyepakati bahwa Kesultanan Mataram dibagi menjadi dua wilayah kesultanan, yaitu Yogyakarta dan Surakarta. Perjanjian itu dinamakan dengan nama Perjanjian Giyanti. Dari hasil Perjanjian Giyanti itu, lahirlah sebuah kerajaan di Jawa Tengah, yaitu Kasunanan Surakarta Hadiningrat. Umumnya, Kasunanan Surakarta tidak dianggap sebagai pengganti Kesultanan Mataram, walaupun rajanya masih keturunan Raja Mataram, melainkan sebuah kerajaan tersendiri. Setiap Raja Kasunanan Surakarta yang memiliki gelar Sunan, begitu juga Raja Kesultanan Yogyakarta yang memiliki gelar Sultan, selalu menandatangani kontrak politik dengan pemerintah Hindia Belanda atau VOC. Dengan adanya Perjanjian Giyanti pada tanggal 13 Februari 1755, menyebabkan pemerintah Kasunanan Surakarta berpusat di Surakarta yang dipimpin oleh Pakubuwono III. Museum ini sekarang berfungsi sebagai salah satu destinasi pariwisata di kota Solo dan juga digunakan untuk kunjungan pelajar sekolah menengah pertama maupun sekolah menengah atas untuk bahan pembelajaran materi sejarah mereka, selain para mahasiswa Seloraya maupun dari luar daerah yang datang untuk mempelajari peninggalan Keraton Kasunanan Surakarta. Selain itu, masyarakat umum juga berkunjung untuk melihat dan mempelajari peninggalan Keraton Kasunanan tersebut.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are from Group 1, consists of me, Aurelia Carlita Divina Faustin, as a tour guide, along with my friend Adela Yustita Sari as a tourist, Aditya Faisal Fikri Susilo as a tour guide, Aga Arif Picaksona as a tourist, and Fiandra Aprilia Purnama as a tourist. We will show about asking and giving direction with the virtual series.
Hello, good morning everyone. We will be tour guides on your trip at this city. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aditya Faisal. Nice to meet you. And I'm here with my friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Aurelia. Nice to meet you. And we will take you around to the city. Enjoy the trip.
Nice to meet you too.
Where are we going?
I read an article about the urban park in this city yesterday. Can you show us the way to go to the Brook Park?
Yes, I can. From the Pacific Way, we go up to the Bishop Lane Road. It's on the left, nearby lake.
The Brook Park is designed beautiful and natural. There are a lot of people come here to picnic or just walking around the park. Also, you can do almost all sport activities in this park. Brook Park is also suitable for history and art lover, as there are many buildings, statues, and music concerts held in this park.
Wow, the park is very crowded, but the air is so fresh.
Oh, look at this park. There are many flowers in here.
Yeah, this park is very beautiful.
There is also my favorite flower. I like tulip very much.
Gardener always take care of this park nice and water the plant every day.
I watched a review from food bloggers last week. I'm interested with bakeries such as bread, cookies, and cakes.
I know the best bakery near here. It's named Levine Bakery.
Could you show us the way to the Levine Bakery?
Okay, from the Brook Park, we go straight at Bishop Lane Road and passing the intersection, turn right at the Sydney Lane Road. It's on the left side.
The Levine Bakery is the most famous cookies in this town. Founded in 1995 by two friends, Tom Wickes and Connie McDonald. Levine comes from the French with the same word and means baking cakes. So don't be surprised if this shop focuses on bakery, especially giant chewy cookies. Levine's famous cookies flavor are chocolate chip walnut, dark chocolate chip, dark chocolate peanut butter chips, and oatmeal raisin. These 4 cookies are sold in one bag for $20,000. Contain 4 cookies.
So yummy.
I want to buy some cookies for my brother.
I give you vouchers one by one to get this one by purchasing here.
Thank you.
How about the trip? Is it fun?
The second place is very interesting and the explanation of the place is good. I think it's so fun.
Thank you so much.
Where are we going next?
Okay, good question. But before I answer it, I want to ask you something. Did you know that today is tropical fruit season?
No, I don't know.
Okay, the next place is fruit shop. There are many kind of fresh fruits.
Alright, where are we can find a fruit shop?
From the bakery shop, we turn left in the Lark Avenue Road and go straight up. It's right in front of the T junction on the Rose Street.
They are hold a fresh fruits bazaar. It's many various kind of tropical fruits and other.
Let's buy bananas, mangoes, guavas, and rambutan.
I buy some salad. It's very sweet and delicious.
Going with the wet goodness wheel.
Will everyone pay attention please? After finish, we can continue the trip to the museum.
This is a historic building. It's used for Alpha Omega Conference, the first non-alignment movement that was held in 1962, and now this building is used as museum to show collection and photograph of the Alpha Omega Conference.
Wow, so interesting. I'm curious about that museum.
Is this the right way from the museum?
Yes, it is. From the fruit shop, we turn right at the Acacia Road and keep going, and then turn right at the Stuart Lane Road. It's on the right side.
This is a large art museum in the United States and is the third most visited museum by tourists. There are more than 2 million arts. This museum is divided into 17 departments with each theme. Artwork from all over the world can be found in this museum, ranging from Africa, Asia, painting from Europe, Islamic art, and many more.
I think it's enough for the trip. I hope we can meet next time. We have something for you before we finish our trip. We will go to the ice cream shop.
That's great. I think ice cream is very suitable for our dessert.
Okay, where is the ice cream shop?
From the museum, we go straight at the Lark Avenue and turn right at the Pickle Store. Go past the supermarket and across the intersection, it's on the left.
Wait, we are from the tour guide provide a comfortable place to stay for you.
Finally, this is a long trip I have ever done. Oh my god, I am so tired, but it is so fun, and we know many places in the city.
We will take you to the homestay so you can take a rest there.
I thank you for taking this trip. It was so much fun.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from group 5. Will be presentation the dialogue about tour the UNS. Before we started, we will introduce the personnel. In the first,
my name is Nabila Riza Putri, V1221042.
My name is Nadila Ayu, V1221043.
My name is Nazifa, V1221044.
my name is Renata Lintang, V1221050.
My name is Rian Langgara, V1221051. The story about Lala, Indah, Bella, and Della. They are roommates, and they will be celebrate the college entrance exam announcement. Chapter 1. Lala goes to Indah's house to ask hangout.
Halo Indah.
Hey Lala, why did you come here?
Tomorrow is Sunday, right? Do you have day off? I want to take you hang out.
Yes, I'm off tomorrow. Where are we going?
We're going to the usual place. You can ride?
Wow, what is it? Yes, I can. What time shall we meet tomorrow?
You will be no later. We will meet as usual at 7 p.m. Please, you can take Bella and Della too.
Okay, I will take them. We will meet there tomorrow, right?
Yes, so I'll be going then. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Chapter 2. Next day, a Sunday night.
Wow, what's going on, guys? You know, it's rare to take us out and Lala. You will pay us because usually we are take you out. Come on, tell us what's going on.
I have something special for you guys.
Wow, oh my god.
Wow, congratulations Lala.
You are doing the best. We are very proud of you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you all for always supporting me.
I'm actually to have something for you guys.
Oh my god, wow, you also do your the best.
Congratulations Della. Congratulations for you guys.
Cheating. Why you don't tell me, Adele? Anyway, today we will pay for two.
Okay, I will pay for two. By the way, why don't we go to college tomorrow so we can find out where the building is?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We don't know where the building is.
Yeah, you guys
want to us to be the tour guide, right?
Okay. Tomorrow, yes. Okay, then I will take Roma to join. He said he also wants to see Blasmaret University because he also got into college here.
Yes, mom.
Yes, mom.
Chapter 3. The next day, a Monday morning.
Here we go through the front gate.
Okay.
Okay.
We are going to the library and place of worship. So before that, we pass the UNS in building, which is located on the left. You slide a little to the left of the UNS in. There is also the LPPM building, and then we go straight again. There is the Dr. Prakosa Rectorate building, and behind it is the auditorium building. We continue to turn right and there is the Faculty of Agriculture, and right in front or left side of the Faculty of Agriculture is Lake UNS.
Why is there a lake inside the campus? What for?
Because UNS Lake also contributes to holding back the water flow so as to prevent flooding when the Solo River overflows. The installation of a wastewater management installation with a capacity of 1,290 cubic meters per day is one of the steps to realize UNS as an environmentally friendly campus. Next, let's continue straight to north until there is an intersection. We turn left and on the left of the road there is the UNS Library building in front of the UNS Auditorium building.
Let's just turn right. Oh, it's turned out that the Faculty of Education is here. I know this, so maybe later if I study offline, I don't get lost.
Yes, here is the Faculty of Education. By the way, are you a student of the Faculty of Education?
Yes, I'm a student of Faculty of Education.
Okay, let's continue our journey. There is an intersection in front of us. We turn right, okay?
Okay, Bill.
Whoa, it's so cool. UNS is a pioneer of Fortress of Pancasila. Look, on our left, there's a church near the temple, and on the right, there's a monastery. It's really cool. By the way, since when the UNS become the Pancasila Fortress?
Since the UNS Solo stood in 1976, this campus has been declared the campus of Fort Pancasila. UNS now built a temple for Confucian hawkers. This is maybe the one only college that has a complete temple for all religions in Indonesia.
Hey, look on our right. There is the Nurul Huda Mosque. It is wonderful. It makes religious tolerance for the campus environment.
You're right, Del. The difference is not bad. It's very peaceful to see tolerance between religions here.
Yes, that's true. By the way, we are finished around the campus. Are you hungry, everybody here? Everybody?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Let's go to UPT Meatball.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next project. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.